and they can hear you guys. Welcome to another edition of Arizona Living. Today, we're going to be with the A-Team answering all your real estate questions. Stay tuned! Oh
my goodness.
Happy Thursday night, Zonies. We have on the phone with us Janet and Gaby from the A-Team calling from their office in Phoenix. How you guys doing?
Hey everyone. Hello.
I don't see any comments on the live stream yet. Hopefully they can see and hear us okay. So somebody, please write something in the live chat so I know this is actually working. And yes, I rebooted the whole damn thing. What's up, Tila? I'm tuned. That's awesome. Now, just so you guys know, it's currently 90 degrees in the bootleg studio, okay? I did everything in my power other than opening up the ceiling vent to make sure that I'm not going to die today, okay? So it's 90 degrees, and we're going to go an hour and a half max. If we don't get to all your questions, maybe we'll do another session, all right? So I got Sour Patch in the back, of course, scratching the sofa, driving me crazy. I see more comments here. Go to the gym. Me too. Tila was first. Ed N, where's all our rain this year? Keith Smith, I'm here. Phil, hello, A-Team. Tila, hey, A-Team. DJ Ramirez, tuned in, my guy. It's DJ. What up, DJ Ramirez? Okay, guys. I asked for a couple of questions. Just a few questions. And you guys went freaking bananas. And you sent me a whole freaking book of questions here. I really don't know if we're going to have time to get through them all. But we're going to do our best, all right? So I'm fired up. Let's get to the questions, all right? First one from our buddy Phil. When building a home in AZ, what are some of the red flags to look for? Also, what are the most common maintenance costs to beware of due to hot AZ climate? Janet or Gabby, whichever one wants to go first.
Hello, everyone. Well, the first question that you sent that you mentioned, it says, when buying a home in Arizona, what are some red flags? There's a lot of things. Obviously, it depends on the home. If you're buying a new build, if you're buying new construction, the neighborhood, the builder, but if you're buying a resale home that's not brand new, we always have a couple things that we always take a look at. Number one would be the roof, obviously the condition of the home. So the roof, plumbing, Gabby?
Well, I think you said new build, but yes, to add on to that list, definitely the major, the items that cost the most, so the AC, the roof, the electrical, if it's an older home, the plumbing, make sure that, you still have good pipes in there, that the whole plumbing system or sewer system doesn't have to be redone soon, and then you get stuck with that kind of bill. But when you're going for a new build, one thing for sure is that on your first visit, you should always take with you your realtor that's representing you, because if you don't and you sign in, you're waiving that representation. So the builder's realtor is the one representing both sides of the transaction. Obviously, they're not going to be the ones negotiating on your behalf as they represent the builders.
But it's not a new build, so just in general.
Oh, just in general.
Yeah, so the condition of the home. Yeah, the condition of the home, and like Gabby said, if it's new construction, it's obviously the realtor's job to help you.
Yeah, most new builds do come with some kind of warranty or guarantee that for, I believe, 10 years with the original owner.
Gotcha. Okay, my apologies, guys. I was so fired up getting started, I didn't properly introduce you. All right, so if you're looking for real estate in the Phoenix Valley, we have on the line with us Janet and Gaby from the A team. They have nothing to do with B.A. Baracus, all right? I call them the A team. Well, they call themselves the A team because their last name starts with an A, okay? So their phone number is there. That's who we have on the line with us. Okay, unfortunately, that's the only visual we're going to get because of the COVID-19 situation, all right? But we can hear them loud and clear, so that's good news. So, all right, so thank you, Phil, for that question. And the live chat is alive and well. We got Vest 704. We got Retired 2019. And, okay, Ed N just said the answer is yes. Make sure you're represented by the A-team, even with a new build. Oh, you're getting ahead of me over here, Ed. All right, so let's move on to our next question for you guys. From Susan Jones. A-team, when buying an older home, what are things to look for to ensure it was taken care of and therefore in good shape?
Okay, so one of the things, to be honest, and those kind of things, sometimes you can tell right off, like at the moment you walk into the property. When someone doesn't take care of a house, you can tell by many things, the way it smells, just by looking at it, how well. Is it dirty? You'll be surprised. We walk into some homes and they're dirty. Walls are dirty. Carpets are dirty. Landscaping has weeds everywhere. Those are the type of homes that obviously that they haven't been taken care of very well by the former owner. However, to answer the question, the best thing to do is you'll find out about everything throughout the inspection. The inspection basically is you hire an inspector to go and check out the house, and most important, like we mentioned before, the roof would be one of the main things to look out for. How the electricity is, especially the AC in Arizona. It's summer, it's over 100 degrees. You want to make sure that you have a good working air conditioning unit. It's hard to get a house that has brand new ones, but if you're buying a house and it's older, that would be something that you would like to get inspected for sure, because it's definitely needed and they're expensive to replace. So the inspection would be where you would find out, basically the condition of the actual home that's not visible right away when you walk in and check out a home.
Cool. I got someone that says you guys sound a little fuzzy. Just so you guys know how we're doing this, I'm connected with my Mac directly to cell phone on their end, or whatever, Polycom. But at any rate, the actual audio is coming out of my computer speaker into the microphone. So that's why it's not crystal clear, but it's as good as we're going to get it. All right. So I have another question for you guys from our friend Retired 2019. Is it possible to find a condo for $200,000 in the valley?
Yeah, that's still possible. There's still condos that are below $200,000. However, you do have to account for the HOA. Most condos, even though they're more affordable in price, the HOA is where it really adds up. And actually, you end up paying a bit more because HOAs average start at $200 a month for condos, and they can get really, really expensive. They can even go up to $500-$700, and we've even seen higher HOAs in luxury condos that sell for $200,000.
And for those that don't know,
you just have to be cautious with the HOA.
Now, what's an HOA? Because some folks might not know what that is.
Okay, so the HOA is the Homeowners Association, and you can really find these in the suburbs where they have these associations that pretty much have rules and restrictions for the neighborhood in order to keep kind of consistency and to make sure that the neighborhood is upkept to their standards.
Gotcha. All right, cool. So it is possible to find a home for under $200,000, well, a condo at least. So that's good news for you, Retired 2019. He's moving from North Carolina.
Ooh.
Okay, I got another question for you from the live chat from Vest 704. Hey, A-Team, what is wrong with North Peoria? We bought here a while ago. We love it, but we get looks like, why would you buy there?
The thing about North Peoria is, to many people, it seems like it's far from everything. The same thing with Surprise. When you see people who want to buy in Surprise or Peoria, North Peoria, they're always like, oh my gosh, why are you so far? A lot of people right now are focused on buying Gilbert, Mesa, Chandler. So those areas are the most common that you're hearing right now, especially from out of state. A lot of the jobs are in Central Phoenix and the East Valley, so that's why they're very popular. So when you see that, or people talk about North Peoria or Surprise, everyone thinks it's automatically out in the boonies or it's far from everything, which it is. So commute might not be, convenience, but that's one of the reasons that people steer away from those areas.
Gotcha. Speaking of the weather, the high today was 117 in the East Valley and 118 in the West Valley. That is no joke. That's why it's so freaking hot in the studio today.
Yeah, we have a heat warning right now, so it'll go away. It's only a week. Yeah.
So I got another question here for you guys from Keith Smith. Is it safe to move there now and start all over with trying to find a job too?
To answer your question, I always recommend, a lot of our clients who are moving here already have a job. I know the job market here is pretty strong. A lot of companies are hiring. A lot of companies are continuing to move over here, build and hire. So, but obviously it really depends on your situation, whether you're renting or buying a house. It's always recommended that you try to buy a home first, because if you're buying, you're going to need a job. And if you're renting, they're also going to request, proof of income and employment in order to obtain housing.
Got it. This is a softball question for you from Susan Jones. How does a home seller find a good realtor?
Yeah, that's definitely a good question. A very, very good, solid question, because just because you hold your real estate license or you're a realtor doesn't mean you kind of know what you're doing. I'm talking from experience, working with some other agents who don't know how to work very well. It's difficult. And also seeing other agents list homes and they leave a lot of money on the table. So the way you look for a good real estate agent, definitely interview more than one agent, and how are they going to help you? It's not about just putting your sign in front of your house and hopefully it sells. There's a lot of things that you have to put into selling a home. Gabby and I, for example, we always walk the homes before we sell them. We give our clients a checklist of what to do. We also offer staging services, amazing photography. Marketing is also really important. So, just interview different agents and see which one's going to be the one. And I would recommend that you also maybe even look for, like a resume, kind of like their portfolio of houses they've sold. And, because a lot of people would say they know how to sell homes and it's a seller's market, but just because it's a seller's market, doesn't mean that you can don't leave money on the table, in other words. Yeah. So interview multiple agents. And if you need help, I have a big network, actually all over the country, because we have clients from all over the country, so we can help you as well. Mm-hmm.
Got it. Got a question for you. Well, not really a question. Tila, she says, we're on the fence about a move to AZ. We live in North Carolina / the Bay Area. So what would you tell Tila and her husband Phil, who are on the fence about moving over here? What would you say to them? Why should they move?
Well, we'll say welcome for sure. And what's crazy is that a lot of our clients right now are actually coming from Northern California and the Bay Area. So you're definitely not alone. And it'll definitely be a huge transition to over here when it comes to living expense, cost of living and stuff. It's definitely affordable compared to the Bay.
Yeah. I think the biggest shock to that is income, because people are like, oh my gosh, I'm going to make so much less. But when you kind of take everything else into consideration, like the cost of living, rents, the house market, it's a good economy. I love Arizona, and like Gabby said, there's a lot of people from North Carolina. Actually, we have a few from North Carolina and a lot from the Bay Area moving here.
Now, Phil, who's Tila's better half, well, yeah, you know what I mean. Phil with the big screen TV, he asks, is there an advantage having realtor representation when buying a new build from a developer? I guess Phil's interested in a new build.
Absolutely, yeah, because realtors can always help you negotiate more. A lot of people think there's a lot of things that you can still negotiate as a real estate agent that, the sellers won't even consider or even approach you about it. They don't lose anything. You have to think about it like this. When you go into a seller, the real estate agent is representing the developer. So, services as a buyer's agent is completely free. So why not? It's just extra help and extra eyes to help you look and, look for red flags and whatnot.
Gotcha. All right. I'm reading through these questions. I'm trying to weed out the best ones to ask you guys because we have limited time here. All right, here's one from Susan Jones again. Can you tell us a little about yourselves and how you got into real estate? Are you originally from Arizona?
Yeah. So we are actually not from Arizona. We're from California. We moved here about 13 years ago. We kind of followed our parents, and I got into real estate about 5 years ago when I was a pre-med student at ASU, and then I decided that, hey, I've always wanted to do real estate, and I thought it was going to be something easy, something I could do during the summers, and I got a reality check. I found out it wasn't easy, but I actually fell in love with it because it was just something so difficult, and then I brought Janet on board because she was always helping me out anyways. So I thought, hey, why don't you partner with me? And then the A team was born.
Nice. How long ago was that?
Real estate is not easy. A lot of people think, hey, let's become agents. Like we were at an open house once, and somebody told us, oh my gosh, I love showing houses. I'm going to be a realtor for a hobby. So it takes a lot of work if you want to be successful, especially in Arizona. I believe there's over 60,000 real estate agents in the entire state. And Gabby knows the stats. What are the stats of that? Out of those 60,000, 10,000 have actually sold at least 3 houses per year. Yeah, so the average realtor here sells 2 to 3 homes a year. So that tells you, you probably know a friend or a family member, but if you're in it to really, win it and grow your business and be successful, there's a lot of advantages of that. You become really well experienced. Gabby and I close 30 to 50 deals a year, and we love what we do. It's not easy.
That was a microphone drop. Boom. I don't sell no lousy 2 to 3 pieces of real estate per year. Okay, that good answer. So you guys are not natives, okay? You're originally from what? You said LA, that area over there.
Yes.
Okay. All right. There you go. All right. So these guys, you guys specialize in helping people relocate here that from outside of Arizona, So that's a big thing you get working with the A team. They've done this several times, helping people relocate from point A to point B. So you got that, that going for you guys. So I'm looking again through the freaking questions. You guys keep sending questions. All right, let's go with some easy questions over there. Do grocery stores have good bread? Not really, no. It's not like in Brooklyn where I can go to my corner store to pick up a loaf of Italian bread. No. But I can tell you they have certain stores here like Fry's. They got the baguettes that aren't fully cooked, and you bring them home and you finish cooking them in your oven. They come out great. So that I could tell you. Lady Tila has something for you. Ladies, did they open up that underground Fry's in downtown Phoenix yet?
Yes, they did. They opened it earlier this year.
See, Tila and Phil watch all the videos. They know which video we're talking about. So
oh my gosh, you'll be surprised. They opened it and they even built 2 luxury huge apartments next to it. It's changed a lot. Yeah. Bam, you need to do a video update.
Yeah, I guess once the COVID thing is over, I still remember that day. That was the first time we went out on the road together, and told as soon as I told you, I always get yelled at. The freaking the mall cop stopped us and said you need to move 5 feet. So yeah, Rob V for Janet and Gaby, are there any good school districts on the West Valley, or should I stay looking in the East Valley?
Yeah, the West Valley has a lot of good school districts. I don't know why people always underlook the West Valley. We work valley-wide, and we know the areas very well. So, doing research, and people that work there. Goodyear has a really good school district. The city of Surprise also has good school districts. Verado, obviously, or Buckeye, I should say, has good school districts. But if you were looking for one of the best, I would probably say it's Goodyear, in my opinion, in the West Valley.
Very good. Okay. And I got somebody here, Vest704. She said, we're Italian. We kill to find a fantastic Italian restaurant. If you say Olive Garden, forget about it. So, do you guys know of any good Italian spots?
You do know one. It was in the West Valley, and it's actually a little local one, but
they have a lot. But oregano's, I think it's Italian. Yeah, guys, we suck when it comes to like eating out because we basically we don't go out a lot. We're always working, and when we do, we just hit up different restaurants. We don't really focus on that, but I like oregano's. They're everywhere. They have a couple locations, and
okay, I believe it's called Bella Luna, and that one is in Goodyear.
They have a couple locations. They're amazing, and they're locally owned.
Yeah.
All right,
now my favorite.
Now I got to embarrass you guys a little bit. Retired 2019 wrote, do the A-team do matchmaking? I'm a single guy in my 50s looking for a nice lady.
Let's see. Do we, Janet? No, we everyone we know is married with kids.
All right, now I got a business question for you guys. All right, from Phil: are buyers foregoing home inspections in Arizona market like they were doing in the hot California market years back?
We haven't seen that yet, and hopefully we don't. And as a real estate agent, I would never, ever, ever recommend a buyer to even, to skip the inspection process. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's one of the most important parts of buying a home. You want to make sure that you're buying a good home and it's worth your money and it's going to be there a couple of years, not buy it and then walk in and then you have to replace everything, plumbing, AC, whatever. We are seeing people buying homes as is. But obviously that doesn't mean that, they're skipping the inspection period. You do your inspection, you know what you're walking into.
So another question from Phil. Phil and Tila, just so you guys know, they're a couple, and I think their hobby is coming up for questions for Sam. So they got this question book where they ask me 1,000,001 questions normally about me personally, but today they decided to flip the switch and talk all about real estate. So this question is from Phil. It's clearly a seller's market in Arizona. Almost every home listed in the West Valley is either pending or contingent. 2 questions. 1, are most houses selling above asking price? And 2, how long do you think this seller's market will last?
Yeah, it's definitely a seller's market. And yes, we are definitely seeing houses selling over asking price. It's a lot of the out-of-state buyers that are doing that. They're selling homes in California, Chicago, Washington. They come here and they have the ability to pay over asking, and they have the ability to even waive appraisal contingencies. So if the home doesn't appraise, well, they have the ability to pay the difference. And we are seeing that a lot in today's market.
We have almost all of our buyers that have submitted an offer. A majority of them have submitted over asking price because you are in a very competitive market right now where houses are getting 5 to even up to like 30 offers. Like we've seen those situations. So it's kind of, you want the home, you have to submit your highest and strongest offer. We're not in a position where we're in a seller's market where we're not in a position to be asking for closing costs anymore. We're not able to go under asking price in many of the homes already.
And how long do you think this seller's market's going to last?
Quite a while, actually. We actually have like no inventory right now.
Yeah, we have a huge shortage. We have
influx of buyers coming in, but we do not have people wanting to leave or move.
Yeah, so looking at the forecast, our stats, like Sam knows, we're all about stats that we pull every day. We're looking at this might last if we're in very unpredicted times, obviously with the pandemic and all that stuff going on. But if everything continues as it is right now in the real estate market, maybe about 2 more years.
All right. Well, I'm selling
Yeah.
either the end of this year, the beginning of next year. So I'm really hoping it stays super hot.
I hope so too.
Yeah. So another question from Phil. What percentage of California transplants are all cash buyers? Just a guesstimate.
Not a lot of them. It's about maybe 25%.
Yeah,
Yeah,
25%.
it's not a lot of them. It really depends.
Yeah, so they're not completely cash buyers, but they're willing to finance and pay the difference.
Yeah, those are the ones that are financing. They give 20% down payment. They're doing big down payments.
Right.
And
And this is also we're seeing a lot of appraisals. Like another question that I see is like that: will this cause will overpaying cause a bubble? Like it will not, because we're actually seeing the appraisers come in at what the house is worth, and the only difference is that people are willing to pay the difference. Where before it was all based on a false market and false numbers.
Yeah, so people who are buying now, in other words, do qualify for homes.
Yes.
And then it's not stated income or fraudulent.
Got it. So, is there anything you guys wanted to talk about before I continue? I feel like I'm just keeping looking at the screen and reading stuff. Is there anything you guys had in mind you wanted to chat with the Zonies about in particular?
Not really. I mean, all we have in our mind is always real estate. But yeah, I mean, people continue to just move here, and
yeah, so
I feel like this year really that number has really increased from people relocating here from other states.
Yeah, so it's just about being patient, and like working with the right realtor, whether you're buying or selling. If you're buying, you have to make sure you're going in there. And yes, you're submitting a strong offer, but you need to know how your realtor needs to know how to protect you and really negotiate for you. And if you're selling, well, you can't be leaving money on the table.
I also see a question from DJ Ramirez. How is the food truck scene in Phoenix?
Mm-hmm.
It's actually because of the pandemic. Obviously, that kind of like slowed down, but Phoenix is becoming such a foodie state. Like we have a lot of local restaurants here, and food trucks are very popular, and they're becoming more popular. They have really good food.
Yeah, and I noticed that a lot of the food trucks and stuff, and a lot of restaurants are actually coming from people from out of state.
Yeah.
So we're getting a lot of really, really different variety, and I'm loving it.
Yeah, there is a big food truck scene that we just started seeing maybe in the last 2 to 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
Now, a lot of folks sent me questions, which I have not said any of them since, I wanted this to be focused on real estate. But these are kind of real estate. I got a question right here from Patricia P. She wants to know if you guys work in Tucson also. You sell in Tucson.
No, we don't. We don't work in Tucson. We only work the Maricopa and Pinal County. And when I say Pinal, would probably be like Queen Creek and Santan. That would be the farthest we would go out. But we do know a lot of agents out there as well, since it's in the same state.
Yeah. So if you need an agent, we have agents to take care of you.
Ashley Yu just asked, where can I buy a house in Arizona around $220,000? Safe city to live. She lives in Florida.
Howdy, Buckeye. The average home right now in Arizona, the median sales, I can say, like in the month of July, has been 310. That's the median. I would just say, the further you're out from the city, the cheaper the homes are going to get. Buckeye, I know, is building a lot. Unless you're getting like a condo or a townhouse, then you can easily find like a 2-bedroom in around the Phoenix area.
Actually, to correct Janet, Buckeye is one of the fastest growing cities that we have, but you actually cannot find a house under 220 in Buckeye. Right now, just looking, it's Maricopa, the city of Maricopa.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Let's
Just
talk.
looking it up right now on our MLS.
Let's talk about Maricopa, because a lot of people ask me about Maricopa, and my answer is always like, it's really for retirees. There's only one road in and out. Yes, they have a casino. Yes, they have a movie theater and a bowling alley, but I think it's really for retirees, because they see the prices and they're like, damn, that's a good price compared to the rest of the valley. But that's not the valley. That's far away. What would you recommend Maricopa for people unless they were retired?
I mean, if it's convenient for them and they don't mind the commute, I would say yes. But like you nailed it. I mean, it's only one way in, one way out. And if there's an accident, you'll be stuck in traffic for maybe a couple hours, Obviously, with the growth, I'm pretty sure they're going to open up another entrance, and I think they are working on one.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, Maricopa has a lot of eyes on it right now just because of the prices. I think they're very, very low. But it's far. Really, really far.
It's definitely a hike. Colleen May asked, do you ladies know the cost to maintain a home pool? All our friends are getting pools.
Well, it's not expensive here to maintain a pool. We have our pool guy. We pay him about $100 a month.
No, 150.
$150 a month.
Yeah, about 150 to take care of a pool. My dad actually takes care of his own pool. He has a huge diving pool, and he buys the powder from Leslie's, the pool supply store, and just chlorine and chlorine. And his pool is blue all year long. So he probably spends like
$60,
maybe like $200 a year.
Yeah, like $200 a year.
Did I tell you guys I'm getting a pool in the new house, and we're getting Pebble Tech, Gabby, Pebble Tech.
Oh wow! Wow, you're getting fancy.
Yes.
That's awesome. Those are one of the best when you're getting Pebble Tech. They last forever.
Yeah, Cartoon Wife talked me into it.
I'm glad.
Yeah, she can't comment on the stream for whatever reason. She's trying. She's watching it live downstairs, but she can't comment. I can't see her comments. So that might be a good thing. So Tila asked, Sam, are you moving yourself or you're hiring movers? The last time I moved, I did a double move. I moved from the house in Avondale to an apartment while we waited for our current Gilbert house to be built. So it was a double move, and I had all my friends and family help me, and I felt really bad. So this time, I'm going to do my best not to ask anybody for help. I have a minivan, and I'm going to use two guys in a truck. I think it's called 2 men in a truck. I'm going to use them again because they helped us out last time too, in addition to all my friends and family. So to answer your question, I hope not to bother my friends and family.
Let me know if you use them. I can get you a discount.
Oh, thank you very much. I'll take you up on that. I definitely used them last time because I was actually out of town and Sarah had to move from the apartment to the house. She was not happy with me. She wanted to kill me. So yeah, I approved her to get movers that day. Yeah. Vest 704, our pool costs $1,000 a year. Heating it is another question, but we love it heated in the cooler months. Well, we don't really have cooler months here in the Phoenix Valley. I mean, sometimes it gets to be 40, like in the middle of the night, but you're not going to see 40 during the day. Okay, the rest of the questions, guys, I think we actually went through most of the questions. There's a handful of other ones, but they kind of overlap what the previous questions were, which is why I didn't read them. Like, for example, Susan Jones asked, describe the ideal real estate agent for buyer from training to years of experience, customer service, yada, yada. So I think you guys already kind of touched on that a little bit. Unless you want to talk more about that, I see another thing over here, another question from Colleen. Okay, we're going to move on to Colleen.
Wait, are you reading a question or?
Yeah, just like what would you? I think you kind of touched upon this before, but what do you look for an ideal realtor? Like if I was to, when you guys are going to be selling this house, but if somebody is looking for a realtor, what should they look for? I know you talked about the mic drop that you guys have a lot of experience under your belt, but what in particular should someone look for in a realtor? I guess is the question.
Yeah, for selling, well, like I said before, it really depends on the experience, their portfolio, and just interviewing, different agents. I think selling a house takes a lot of work. Unless you're that agent that's just going to take pictures and throw it in the MLS, well, anybody can do that. But if you want top dollar, there's an art to doing that. And, hiring the right agent and interviewing and asking them questions. What are they going to do to help you sell for top dollar? Who knows the market, who knows how to do comparatives. It takes a lot.
Got it. Colleen, May, do you guys have any interior designers you work with?
No, it's actually us. We do our own staging. We do our own interior designing. I love interior designing. Gabby and I do that in all of our flips. So we work with our clients who want that service, but we do it. And if it gets very high end and we don't have the time for it, then we have other referrals that we work with. Now,
the place you keep your furniture and whatnot, is it temperature controlled now?
No,
it's not. But for the most part, it's hardly ever there.
True.
Yeah.
Now, do you guys have a truck, or you rent a truck every time?
We have a truck.
We just bought one recently. A big moving truck. It's actually my dad, and we kind of took over it. Yeah, we kind of took over it. He let us borrow it. But before that, we would rent a U-Haul.
Now, do you have like A-Team plastered all over the truck?
No, but that is the goal. Like I said, we're definitely building a brand and a business here, so that's definitely in the plan.
Got it. Go to the gym, ask Sam, what was the name of the apartment you were in again? Do you recommend it? Can I pay more for a shorter lease? Go to the gym. I was at the Trails at Santan. I know it's called Santan, but it was in Gilbert on Williams Field, right off the highway there. And would I recommend it? It was okay. It's close to the ASU Polytech campus, so there was like, marijuana stuff, it smelled like skunk weed here and there. You can't control your neighbors. But overall, it was okay. My biggest concern about moving there was parking, because at the time we had 2 cars and they only give you 1 assigned spot. But I never really had a problem finding parking for the second car. Sometimes I have to drive a little further out, but I always found parking. Would I recommend them? They were okay. That's actually where we're going to first look. In the event, that we end up selling this, depending on how the timeline works, that's our first choice since we know it well. It's close to where our kid goes to school right now. We're not going to get her out of school, even though it's remote. I guess we could if it stays remote. I guess it wouldn't matter. But by that time, I'm hoping this COVID situation's over with, so she can actually see her friends in person. So I would recommend it, yeah. Was I thrilled about it head over heels? No, but it was okay. For apartments, it was all right. Another thing over here, Rob V. Ladies, is it worth to wait to buy now since the market's so hot, or wait to see if the market cools down?
Well, that's a tricky question because we're only agents. We can't predict the market. However, Janet and I do study the market. We do go to a lot of classes with actual economists that study the Arizona market and the real estate market. And a lot of the trends that they are seeing is that the market is just really strong and it's going to continue to get strong. So of course, we can never guarantee that it's going to, slow down or that it's going to get stronger. But, those are just the predictions that we're seeing and that we've been hearing.
Yeah, and to piggyback on that, because obviously we are in, once again, unpredicted times, people typically buy homes based on affordability and mortgage payments. So we were doing actually, we were looking into this, well, I was this morning, and rates are so low, and they were compared to, when the market rates go higher, the market drops. So you're able to buy a house right now, like a $300,000 home, your mortgage payment will probably be about $1,500, $1,600, depending on your credit and down payment. So rates are the lowest that they've been maybe in the last 15 years. They're very, very low. So it gives people the ability to buy, more purchase power, in other words.
So someone asked earlier, they said you guys are very inspirational, and I'm always being asked how your businesses are doing, with Tom Sen and Thai Gourmet. How are those businesses doing?
Well, Thank you. They're okay. Ty is surviving. Thompson is still closed. We're kind of in a central location downtown, and a lot of businesses have decided to stay longer working from home. And so downtown's pretty dead right now. So we're not sure if it's gonna pick back up. But a lot of the offices here, even our entire building, is kind of empty. So Thompson's hanging in there. We're still not open, but hopefully we're able to reopen again this year.
Got it. So, of all the people you've helped move, right? What are the biggest challenges people have relocating from out of state? Like, for example, California. What are some of the biggest challenges with relocating over here? Is it finding a job?
That's a really, really good question. It really depends on the situation. If you're relocating here, one of the biggest challenges in our clients has probably been right now finding a home. Because it's such a like seller's inventory. There's very little inventory out there, so it's taking a lot longer than we actually are used to when it comes to buying a house.
Yeah.
Depending on how much buying power they have, we have some who are first time homeowners and don't have the ability to pay the difference, so we have to wait a little bit longer and get then that's when we get strategic on our negotiations. Or we have those who do have the ability to pay over asking, but there's 20 or 30 offers on a home at sometimes, especially in the East Valley. So I think that's one of the most challenging things. We help people who are also buying and selling at the same time. That's another challenge that we're kind of seeing here and there. Communication is everything. So it really, I feel like communication and planning is everything. So if you're planning to move here, we kind of hold your hand from the moment you call us. So we start planning out your move and try to help you from either finding an agent that's going to help you sell your home, or try to connect you here with help you look for short-term rentals, which is not always easy, but sometimes we might be able to help you with that. And it takes a lot of planning. So if you guys are looking to relocate, we did create a relocation packet that has so much information, because that's what we do. Like, I think 90, maybe not 90, but like 80% of our clients, 70 to 80% of our clients are people moving from out of state. So we're definitely experts, and we created a packet for you guys. If you guys are interested in getting that packet, just shoot us an email or a text, and I'll make sure that we mail out a packet with all the information. And like I said, it's just a matter of talking together and help you plan to avoid any issues.
So the number for them
make it easy.
The number for them to text to get this packet is 602-376-0739.
Yes, that would be it.
Okay, good. Just double checking. I had one person say they called you and you didn't answer, and I was like, well, yeah, they're like anybody else. They're not gonna pick up a call from a number they don't know. Just leave a voicemail or send them a text, and I'll get back to you.
Yeah, it's a voicemail, and if I don't answer, I prefer if you text me. Typically when we have listings and I have showings, I get bombarded with automated messages, and they fill up my voicemail, so I have to constantly be cleaning out my voicemail, and it gets annoying. But I think text would be the best, because I won't open it until I have the ability to open it, sit down, and write back. Cool. So if I didn't answer, I apologize for that.
No need to apologize. They need to get with it. Just send a text. Rob V, how much of a down payment do you need, more or less, for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath home?
That's a lender question. It is a lender's question, but it doesn't matter the size of the home. It depends more on your credit. The minimum would be 3%. 3% if you're a first-time home buyer. It really depends, because there's a lot of programs out there. We still have down payment assistance programs that sometimes you don't even need a down payment. If you're a first-time home buyer and don't want to do one of those, we have 3% down. It depends on your credit, really, and what you're doing. So the only one that actually can assess that for you is the lender. And they'll run you, and they'll make sure they put you in the best program or the best thing that you want to do. Because even some first-time home buyers, even though they qualify for first-time, for
for down payment programs and first time homebuyer, like low payments of 3%, they still want to do 20%. So it's all about your needs and your wants. Yeah.
Got it. Next question, Susan Jones. How should people visit Arizona if they're thinking of moving there? For example, drive around neighborhoods at different times, visit stores, etc.
Yeah, typically, if you know the area that you want to look, just come and drive by. That would be the best. 'Cause hands-on, you get to see the neighborhood, you get to kind of feel, how it looks, And once again, if you reach out to us, we can send you some links to look for crime, look at neighborhood ratings, school districts, and all that information.
I missed a question earlier. Retired 2019 asked if you guys work with retirees.
Of course. Yes, we work with everyone.
There you go. And you even work with guys from New York that have a bald head and accent. Ralph is here too. I guess Ralph is Avery's better half. All right. So guys, we actually got through, to my amazement. I can't believe it. We actually got through all the questions that were asked previously, and we're pretty caught up to date. Unless I missed a couple questions on the live stream. It's 8:15. We've been going at this now 46 minutes. By the way, I did reboot the Mac before we started today, and miracles happen. The freaking GoPro is actually working off the external power. So I don't need to worry about changing out the battery this time. It's freaking amazing. Amazing. I'm so excited. Rob V, drive at night when to see when the goons come out. Yeah, back when I bought a house in Jersey, I stalked that house. I'd go out at 2 a.m. just to make sure I didn't hear anybody yelling and cursing or the sirens. So yeah, I've been stalking the new house we're going to get in Queen Creek. I stalked that place. Even though there's nothing on, it's just dirt, I still stalk that place. All hours of the night, you'll see me in Queen Creek. I had a couple of things I wanted to talk about. I have like something that's kind of sad to talk about. I made a decision today. It's hard for me to say this. It's kind of sad. It's going to be a bit of a downer. But I've decided we're losing a cast member on the show. Okay? I don't think it's a wise decision for me to have little Rory on the show anymore. Let me explain. The show has gotten to a point where we're recognized in public here and there. In fact, one time I was dropping off Rory at her school before this COVID situation, and a dad approached me and was like, "You're that guy from YouTube!" And his daughter is in Rory's class, right? I've been learning from these YouTubers that have much, much, much larger channels than me that it's probably a good idea not to have her on the show anymore because there's crazies out there. Insane crazies. And so I don't want to risk, even if there's a 1% chance that some crazy guy does something stupid, I don't want to risk it. So I don't think I'm going to have Rory on the show anymore. And it hurts me to say that because I really enjoy watching her grow up, like all her old videos. I just don't think it's a wise idea, in particular because the channel is starting to grow. It's starting to get bigger. It's just a matter of time before I go viral and the channel's going to freaking blow up. So I just don't want to put any sort of risk on Rory. She's sad about it. I'm sad about it too. I just don't think it's a good idea. I've been thinking about this all day. I'm sick to my stomach over it because this is something we have together. But I think it's for the best. I really do. And Cartoon Wife agrees with me 100%. She's been thinking about this for a long time too. So I just want to tell you guys, I really don't want Rory on the show anymore. So just if you guys are gonna ask, where's Rory? That's the answer. And this was all me, my choice. I really don't think it's wise for her to be on the show. So and that's a little bit of a downer now, So let's talk more about.
Tell her we said hi.
Yeah.
I will definitely tell her you guys said hello. I got more questions regarding real estate here. Susan Jones, do you ever talk to potential neighbors? Oh, she wants to know if you ever talk to potential neighbors when you're looking for a house.
If sometimes I do when I'm with my clients, if the neighbors out there, we definitely go out and ask questions. very rare do we see the neighbors, to be honest. I'm not going to go out there and knock, but I always recommend my buyers to go out there, explore the, if they really like a neighborhood, I'll tell them, asking questions to neighbors can be one of the best things you can do, to be honest. So if you really want to know about the neighborhood, I recommend that you go out there. If you see a neighbor, just ask them questions about the neighborhood, who lived in the house before, because they'll be very honest, very, very honest.
Yeah, and if they don't want to answer questions, then maybe they're not a nice neighbor.
Avery Anderson has a very important question. She needs to know if you guys are hiring agents.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that again?
Avery Anderson wants to know if you guys are hiring for real estate agents in your office.
Not at the moment, but we were actually talking. Well, we've been planning. We're in the works. Gabby and I are looking to bring on some agents. We just actually leased out another office here in our building because we're growing. We're growing a lot and rapidly, which is a good thing. So definitely in the next couple of months, we are looking into it. Yes, we are.
Cool. DJ Ramirez asks, can we get an idea of credit scores needed to qualify for a mortgage?
Yeah. Yes, that would be right now. They're changing. The minimum right now, I believe, is 600. But to be safe and get a better rate, I would recommend to be at 640. And do not trust Credit Karma or your credit card statements, credit score. Yeah. If you really want to know that information, just reach out to us. We'll connect you to a lender, and I promise you guys we will not bombard you. But we'll connect you to a lender. That would be the best way to start your plan. You talk to a lender, and they'll pull your credit, and it can give you an idea or an action plan of how to, how to buy a house, how much it's going to cost you, how long it's going to take you to get there. And that's another important thing. Now that we're talking about this, you have to work with the right lender. Yeah. It's not all about the real estate or the real estate agent. When you buy a house, especially in this competitive market, hiring the right lender is extremely crucial. We don't want any delays. You want to make sure that you're working with a lender who's experienced, who knows what they're doing. They have competitive rates and can close on time, because we have a lot of delays right now.
Yes, and who's very communicative with the parties, the people of the parties, like the other real estate agent. When we submit offers, communication is key.
Yeah, communication is key, and preferably we always recommend local lenders. We have our best lender that we work with. We can close deals. Actually, working with her has been one of the best things, because we actually beat other offers because of our lender. How fast we can close, how fast we can communicate, and they're available. Stay away from the 800 numbers if you can, but it's up to you, of course.
So Retired 2019 asks, is my FICO score the best for home loans?
What do you mean?
Like FICO, I don't know if he means like Credit Karma, but FICO, I guess that's like your score. Like you were talking 640.
So your FICO scores, it really depends. Like they look at an average. There's three of them. You have Experian, you have Equifax, and you have who's the third one?
TransUnion.
Yes, I don't recall right now. TransUnion. There you go. So yes, they take an average of all the three, and they all report to different things. Not everyone reports to Credit Karma, because a lot of people rely on that. But your FICO score is what's used to determine your eligibility on. There's three things, your credit, your debt, and your income.
And Rob V asks if you guys help with house rentals.
We don't, unfortunately. There's not a lot of rentals out there, and we don't help with that just because we kind of don't have access to all of them. A lot of people don't put their houses on the MLS, so realtors don't have access to a lot of the rentals. So we don't, unfortunately.
Got it. So for somebody considering relocating here, and I'm going off script, guys. I'm pretty caught up with the previous questions and the live stream. Let's just do this a cappella. So basically, when I read between the lines, and a lot of the questions I get on this channel, people are like, okay, Give me a timeline. Give me a checklist. What do I need to do to relocate? Do I need to find a job first? Do I need to pick my neighborhood? Should I move there and get an apartment first? What would you guys recommend for somebody that doesn't currently live in Arizona for whatever reason? They have their mindset they want to move here. Give me a checklist, something they need to do to prepare to move here.
Yeah. Okay. What I would recommend is first secure the job, secure the income that makes sure that, that you're able to come here. Once you secure a job, you secure the price. And by securing a price, it would be talking to a lender to make sure that even with your new job that you're able to buy a home. Or if you're not able to buy a home, then from there, then you start looking for a neighborhood. So once you have a price, you're able to start really finding a neighborhood. And then you can put how quickly do I need to get there? If the job requires me to get there in 30 days, do I need a short-term rental? From there, it all depends on your timelines.
Yeah, it depends on the timeline. Then, and like Gabby said, I think employment, would be the number one thing. And then employment, because you need to know how much you're going to get paid. That will determine your affordability. And then affordability will determine, what neighborhood you can actually buy or rent.
Another question for you guys from Silver Rose Gaming. You were saying that the housing market will probably downturn in about 2 years. What's that based on?
We're just saying if that was to happen, we're looking about 2 to 3 years because we have such a shortage. We have such a shortage of, basically our inventory is very, very little. A normal market would be basically 14,000 homes for sale. That would be a normal market. Right now we have less than, I think we pull it up, about 8,500 homes for sale in the MLS. So, which means we have a month worth of inventory. Meaning if every house was to go under contract today, we only have a month worth of homes to sell. In order for a real estate market to crash, there will have to be a surplus in homes. So it's hard to lose equity or to turn it into a buyer's market when it's a very, very solid, strong seller's market.
And we're not saying it's going to crash in 2 years, but we're just saying when a crash happens, it doesn't happen instantly, and typically it takes about 2 years before you start seeing a crash to actually begin, the actual impacts of a crash.
Yes, exactly. So it doesn't happen overnight if a market is going to crash. Obviously, like Gabby said, it takes time. We're saying 2 to 3 years that happens. Like I said, we got hit with a pandemic out of nowhere. Nobody expected that. We had a great economy. But the real estate market is still very strong.
Yeah, we were one of the few states that did not get impacted by the real estate market did not get impacted by the pandemic. So we're very fortunate for that.
Yeah, so it's hard to see a real estate market crash when there's not enough homes to even foresee that. You will have to see over 17,000 homes in the market and slowly becomes a buyer's market. But right now it's a very strong seller's market.
And from everything I've read, now mind you guys, I'm looking to sell this house that I'm sitting in Gilbert to relocate to Shangri-La over in Queen Creek that Cartoon Wife is building. So I call it the mansion, right? It's not a mansion, but it's a mansion to me, being from New York, right? So I've done a lot of research, and I did call Janet and Gabby before I made the decision to sell because I'm scared to death that there's going to be some big market crash. And from all the research I did, besides speaking with them, I got to tell you, before this whole COVID thing, there was a house shortage in the Phoenix Valley to begin with. Even worst case, if a lot of people have been out of work here and have been falling behind on their mortgage payments and they quote unquote may get evicted or go into bankruptcy or foreclosure, whatever the government allows. Even if worst case, let's just say it happened to 10% of the people that are going through that, we'll still be perfectly fine because there's that much of a shortage in the Phoenix Valley. So that's why I'm going into this deal, not, tossing and turning at night, because I'm pretty confident. Nobody has a crystal ball, but I'm pretty confident based on everything I've been seeing, and especially what the A-team is telling you guys, it's not going to be a problem in the Phoenix Valley for another 2 years in terms of real estate potentially going down.
Mm-hmm. We don't hold a crystal ball, but based on our experience and what we're seeing in our stats, that's what we see. I've been in the real estate industry over 10 years. You know, I started doing short sales and loan modifications when the market actually crashed. So I see a very, very different situation now than when it was before. You know, the people who lost their homes when I started real estate were people who said, "Hey, I make $70,000," and then in reality they only made $10 an hour. You know, and nobody would verify the income. So here they are buying big $300,000 homes. The interest rates were also variable, which means they were not fixed. So when everything changed, it's like they lied about their income. All of a sudden, the interest rates went up, and nobody could, you know, refinance like they were promised, and it was a fake economy. That's not what we're seeing right now.
Got it. I have some questions. I know you guys flip houses, right? So I got some questions regarding home improvement to get more bang for your buck when you go to sell over here. So Raymond Delgado asked, is upgrading carpet to waterproof laminate a good investment, or is tile a better decision?
That would be a personal choice. I feel like right now laminate and vinyl is becoming more popular because it's also cheaper than tile. And also vinyl is it's like I said, it's more affordable and it's trendy right now. And if you go on investment, you want to spend less, then I would just go with vinyl. But if you want it to last maybe 30 years and you're okay with a little extra, then tile, I mean, you cannot go wrong with tile. If you're selling your home, then I would go with, you know, vinyl. It's less expensive, it looks nice, it's trendy, and you don't want to overspend on an investment.
Okay. Jay Cardenas 499 asked, any bad credit apartments?
Ooh, not that I can think of. Yeah, not that I can think of. I would just go to apartment.com or even Zillow for rent by owners. They're a little bit more lenient, but you really have to be careful when you do that. You know, make sure that when you guys are out there looking for apartments, that you verify on county records. You know that who you're talking to is the actual owner, and all you have to do is go to maricopa.gov and look for give me one second.
Property address.
Yeah, type in the property address, and they'll give you, you know, it's all public records, and they'll give you, you know, the names of who, you know, who holds the house right now, who's the owner, and there's a lot of fraud, you know. So I would just go to parcel information, actually. Yeah, so parcel information on maricopa.gov. Type in the address, and then it's gonna tell you, you know, the owner's name. Everything is public records, and just avoid fraud. And I think for typically for sell by owners are a little bit more lenient when it comes to credit. But the rental market is extremely competitive. Sometimes, first of all, the rents are going up very high in Arizona. One of the things about Arizona, we're not, I know, for example, we're not a very tenant friendly, you could say. There's for an investor, if you buy a property and you want to increase the rent to $300, you could do it as long as your lease is over. You know, I know some other states have, you know, certain regulations, but we don't. So rents are very high right now. But to answer your question, I'm sorry, I kind of went off topic. To answer your question, I don't know of anything. I would just go to apartments.com, maybe Google some information, and, you know, Zillow for rent by owners would be a good one. Just do your research in the county records.
Okay, so Phil asked, I'm sticking with the same trend. I know I missed a couple of your questions, guys. Okay, A-Team, to get the biggest bang for their buck, where do you recommend sellers put money into upgrades?
Ooh, that's a good question. I love that because we love listing homes and we fix and flip. And obviously, if you're doing an investment, you want to keep it as low as possible. So looking at things that are right away, for example, paint. If your house is, you know, colorful, you know, maybe investing in paint and make it all neutral so it can be attractive to, I mean, 99% of the sales are people are looking online. So make it look nice. So maybe carpet, paint, and declutter your house. I would just recommend that you, once again, this is a very tricky question. So it depends on the condition of the house. Look for a good real estate agent that can help you and it will guide you. Make you walk the property, give you a checklist. Hey, I need to do this, I need to do that. Don't sell yourself short. Do not focus on the commission. Worry about how much you're going to profit and the action plan that's behind it. It's a very vague answer because every house is different. Just make it look good. Paint. Paint and carpet would be the main thing, and even landscaping.
Do sellers get insulted sometimes when you guys say, "Hey, not for nothing, your house smells like cat"? Do they get their feelings hurt a little bit?
They shouldn't get offended because that's why they hire us, and we tell them right off the bat, "Hey, we're gonna walk your property. Don't get offended. This is what we're gonna do to your house, and we're just completely honest." In some cases, they don't. Yeah, typically we never get pushback. If we're trying our best. It doesn't happen overnight. Sometimes it takes a couple of weeks to put the house ready for the market. Sometimes even a couple months. So you guys should definitely interview different agents to see who's going to help you the most.
So Retire 2019 asks, should I pay off my car loan before applying for a home loan?
No. That would be a question again for the lender because they're able to calculate your debt to income ratios to see your affordability on a home. And sometimes, if you make enough income, you don't have to pay out all your debt in order to buy a home. Yeah. So it's a question for the lender, and it's different for everybody.
Yeah, and a cool tip also, if you have less than a year left on your car loan, they don't even account it for. So that's even better. You definitely don't have to pay it off. Save that money for your down payment.
Nice. So Silver Rose Gaming asks, how much demand do you guys see in the Tucson area?
We're not familiar with the Tucson area. Like I said, we don't work that area, so I know it's not as hot as the Phoenix metro area. Yeah, so it's not as hot, but once again, I don't want to give you wrong information just because we don't work that area.
I'm a little disappointed. We haven't had a troll today. I'm not going to lie. I was kind of looking forward to a troll because I was ready to attack somebody. So.
No, I get nervous. When you told me we were doing the live, I was so nervous because I'm not used to doing this. Nor Gabby.
I do it all the time. I usually have technical difficulties. That's the only thing that really scares me. So. But so far, it's been working great. So, guys, we've been going now over an hour. I'm not dying. I cranked up the AC in the house. Yes, my vents are closed, but my door is open. And I have tons of water. I've been drinking. I'm in good shape. The room is now 89 degrees, which sounds like it's really hot, but I guess I'm getting used to this crazy heat. So I'm good to go. But do you guys on the stream, do you have any more questions? Because we're coming down to the end. I can't believe it. We actually answered all the questions you asked before. Well, I didn't answer all the questions you asked me, but for the ladies, for the A team, we answered all the questions. I kind of skipped a lot of the questions that were geared towards me because today is the Janet and Gaby show. I do these streams all the time. So look at this. We got another question here from Raymond Delgado. Gilbert AZ growth has been crazy. How does major developments like Agritopia, Epic Center affect local home prices?
Oh, wow. Well, that is a good question, first of all. Gilbert is one of the most popular places people are looking for. Yeah, it's huge. Give me 1 second. I'm looking at so Gilbert is one of the most popular places from people moving here for some reason. I think it's because of you, Sam. But
I think so too. I feel like a lot of people are moving here because Sam's selling them too.
Yeah, but the prices just they're kind of going up, not necessarily because of those developments that are coming, like the one that you mentioned, the Agritopia. It's good that we're seeing those type of things come to the valley, because once again we have a shortage of homes. So if I'm correct, Agritopia, I believe, is an apartments, luxury apartments, I believe. But I think because of the demand of the housing, the shortage, and the people just wanting to move to, Gilbert, or just in general the Phoenix Valley, it's okay. So let me tell you this: from July of last year till July today, overall, Maricopa County, the homes have appreciated 10%. That is a drastic increase. So because of the shortage of homes, a lot of apartments are also coming here.
And which is good because we do need housing. Like, we don't have enough housing to house the amount of people that are coming here. So Arizona's growing, and that's why we have a lot of apartments that are also coming here, and a lot of developments. We have to build up. Like, we have to house people. So these developments, I don't believe they affect local home prices, because they're not bad apartments. They're just more housing. They might actually increase the house prices, and it might actually help with the rent.
And Agritopia doesn't really affect the home prices because it's going to be a luxury, considered luxury. So people want to see that. So obviously, it actually helps the home prices.
Agritopia is kind of like a neighborhood, like it's right by Joe's Farm Fresh Grill, that restaurant, and all the houses look like, I don't know, like white picket fences, and so that's just an area in Gilbert.
I know, I love it. I've actually been through there, and it's really beautiful, but that area is considered luxury. So
yeah, and it's actually gonna have like one of the most expensive apartments that they're gonna be priced at. So I'm not sure it was one of the most, if that's gonna be that, but they are looking into a luxury market, and their demographic is expected to have people that are willing to pay those prices.
So Retired 2019 asks, what area has the most single people?
Let's see.
That's a hard one. Are you looking to be in a retirement community?
I feel like, yeah, it depends. Because if you're looking for a retirement community, like, not.
I would say Tempe. Yeah. I would say Tempe because ASU is there. If you don't mind looking for younger girls, hey, there you go.
All right, Tempe, maybe even Scottsdale, I guess.
South Scottsdale.
Yeah. North Scottsdale is like
more family oriented.
Yeah.
And then, so Tempe and South Scottsdale, there we go. We're just going to do these guesses.
I just say retirement communities because of your name, so I don't know your age.
By the way, Retired 2019, did I mention I wrote 1,000 women in 30 days? You can meet someone on Match.com, all right? So you don't need to look like a creeper at ASU, all right? I was just busting your chops there. So Silver Rose Gaming asks, is Surprise and Northwest Peoria market hot?
Yes, all of our market is hot. I don't think there's like an area right now that's not desirable. Like we said, there's only 8,000 homes, guys. That's like in our entire Arizona MLS system. That shows pretty much homes in various counties. We don't have access to Tucson, but we do have majority of the Arizona counties here.
So I'm meaning to ask you guys, Levine, talk about Levine. What's the deal over there?
Gosh, Levine is growing like crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I know it sounds like we're repeating ourselves because all we can tell you and all we can, no matter where you go, you're going to see new developments and growth everywhere in the valley. I mean, Sam, you could drive down the street from your house and there's new construction everywhere. Santan is out of control. Levine, I like Levine because it's so close to, like, it's considered suburbs, but yet it's like a 15-minute drive to downtown Phoenix. Prices are definitely going up. There's a lot of farmland over there still, so you're able to find homes that maybe have an acre land. They're not very common. Again, there's a shortage, but once in a while you'll see them. A lot of horse property. A lot of new shopping centers coming because there was nothing out there before. Now they have like Dutch Bros. They're coming. They opened their very first Sprouts. I think they're thinking of opening. I follow a private group I'm part of in Levine, and they give us updates on, what's going on and new developments. And obviously, besides the houses, which is the majority of what's coming, you see a few things like a movie theater, I believe they want to build, and just more shopping centers. It's growing for sure, slowly but surely.
So, Silver Rose Gaming, which area of Phoenix do you think is growing the fastest?
Of Phoenix?
Phoenix Valley, I guess.
Oh, in the valley?
Yeah.
Probably, I guess, the corners, which I would say evenly the East Valley of like Santan, Queen Creek, they're definitely growing. And then on the other corner, which is the West Valley, which is Goodyear and Buckeye and Avondale, they're they're fast-paced growing.
Yeah, I think they have like 3,000 homes. My dad lives in Avondale, so that's how my parents actually, not my dad. They live in Avondale, so that's how we know a lot of the things that's going over there. Also, Surprise, North Surprise and Peoria are growing a lot. So the Four Corners, you could say, Scottsdale is kind of chill. Obviously, Scottsdale is already developed. You will always see growth in Scottsdale. We have massive mansions and
huge builders in Scottsdale, like the Ritz-Carlton, high-end designers like Fendi that are starting to build residentials. Like, that's definitely a different space for them, and they're going out there and they're investing and they're developing.
Yeah, there's a lot of growth everywhere, but like Gabby said, the out corners like Santan, Queen Creek, the other corner Buckeye, and then Surprise and Peoria, those have a lot of land, a lot. Like you go out there, you'll see a lot of land. That's where you see the most developments of like new construction just being built and new homes.
So I got 3 questions that I think are towards me. I'm just gonna blurt them out real quick. Raymond Delgado, is Gilbert, Arizona overrated? On paper, good schools, rapid growth, family friendly, or are other areas better to buy? Gilbert is super hot right now. Just like the A-team said, it's super, super, super desirable. I live here, been here 4 years. It's definitely more geared towards more families. The schools, for the most part, there's some crappy schools here and there, but for the most part, the schools here are good in the Gilbert area. Is it worth the price tag? You can get just as nice a house in Chandler, maybe for a little bit less, in my opinion. How do you guys feel about that?
No, Chandler's more expensive.
Really? I thought Gilbert was like the
Chandler
most expensive
is
area.
Expensive. The East Valley is definitely the most expensive, but people think Chandler is cheap, and Chandler has it's expensive. It's expensive. People always ask me the top school districts. I would say number 1 is Chandler, followed by Gilbert, and then the Scottsdale school districts. But those are definitely like one of the top 3 most expensive cities. Chandler for sure.
Got it. Retired 2019. Sam, when is the last time you hung out with the A-team? I think, correct me if I'm wrong, it was the time we all went to Thai Gourmet.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh.
I think. And that was a long time ago.
Yeah, it was.
Rob V. Sam always jokes about tumbleweed in the West Valley, but has any growth happened there? Yeah, I do bust chops about the West Valley, but yeah, there's constantly growth in the West Valley. I do say Goodyear and North Avondale are nice. Peoria's built up. Surprise, I'm not a big fan of, but it's developing. I mean, Bill Gates' folks, they spent a pretty penny to start to look to develop that side of the valley someday for their high-tech city, which I don't think they've broken ground yet. Do you guys know anything about that? About Bill Gates' high-tech city they're going to build?
No, I don't think so. I don't follow that, to be honest, but I don't think so.
And in terms of
Sam,
growth,
really quick to interject here. I wanted to give you the average sales price in Chandler is $413. That's the average.
Got it.
And then in Gilbert is $430. I'm pulling it up right now.
Well,
$437. So yes, Gilbert is more expensive, but Chandler is not cheap.
Got it.
That's the average, meaning that you're still gonna be running into competition with like multiple offers, because that's the average price point where everybody's looking in between.
Got two more comments here. Danny B. Yo, Sam, south of Prescott, there are a bunch of small towns. They look pretty affordable, but I wonder what kinds of jobs are over there. Prescott, I've looked at it. There's not a whole lot of jobs in Prescott. Unless you guys think any different, I haven't seen too many jobs in Prescott.
Yeah, not really. No.
And DJ Ramirez, I'm moving from Seattle, Washington. Trust me, you don't want to live here. I would leave tomorrow if I had a job lined up. I'm sending out resumes tonight. I'm targeting Mesa, Arizona. I do core building security, if I'm reading that correctly. Here we go. Corporate building security. Thank you. All right. So we've been at this, guys, an hour and almost 20 minutes. Do you have any closing thoughts? Anything you want to say to the Zonies other than, of course, I'm going to put your card up here so they can text you for that kit, that moving to Arizona kit you were talking about.
Bring on the questions. No, but if you guys want more information, seriously, reach out to us. Yeah. And like I said, we can send you the relocation guide. We can guide you through your whole relocation as much as we can, because that's what we do, and we do this full time. So if you are relocating, buying or selling or investing, Gabby and I are big investors too. We own Airbnbs and apartments, and it's just houses that we rent out. I mean, it's a great place to invest as well. So anything you may need, guys, just text us or call us.
All right. Cool. Well, I guess with that, and Cartoon Wife is mad at me because I haven't fixed her ability to post on live chat here. I don't know if I want to do that, honestly. I kind of, because she's going to interject every 2 seconds, and I've asked her several times, just take a seat over here. You could be off camera. She refuses. So I don't know. I kind of like not having the ability to post on here. I kind of like that. But all right. Well, thank you guys very much for coming on and answering all these million questions for the Zonies. And you have that relocation package. All they got to do is text you for it. And that's it, guys. I didn't die last time. I apologize. My eye was watering and I felt like I was going to faint and I was just dying and I had to stop. I didn't have a choice. I had to stop the stream, but I made it. We made it. I'm in one piece tonight, guys. Okay. So that concludes this edition of Arizona Living. Be sure to like, subscribe. Let us know below what additional questions you have regarding living or moving to Arizona. Stay tuned. I'm freaking tired though. Till next time.
Bye, guys.
All right. They have the music playing, but they can still hear you guys. At this point, they like to, the people that were like all shy about commenting during the show, they just like to start asking questions like right now. For whatever reason, this blows up right now when the outro is on, out of nowhere. I'll get a ton of questions normally. All right. Tila, you're very welcome. Thank you, Raymond. Retired 2019. I hope I didn't skip too many of your questions. Hey, it's Hey Shaz 007. Okay. Oh, no questions at the bell. A lot of people ask to ask questions at the very, very end. All right. Well, no questions. This is amazing. All right. Wow. People are saying good night. They're not asking a ton of questions at the end like they normally do. Little Roy's not coming in anymore. Here we go. Rob B, do you know what is the hottest careers in the Valley? I don't know. I mean, back in the day, it was tech. I honestly couldn't tell you at the moment. I would recommend you go to monster.com or indeed.com and see what's hopping that you may qualify for. Go to the gym, okay, at DJ Ramirez, absolutely. Hey, Shaz007, don't stop. This is the end, my friend. We've been doing this an hour and 23 minutes. Where were you? Okay, the A-Team said goodnight. Their headquarters over in Phoenix by Thomas and Central, and they got a moving truck. The next thing you know, I'm going to see the A-Team plastered all over it. Sonic or Mario? What are you talking about, Sonic or Mario? Oh, you mean video games? Who I like better? I don't know. I kind of like Sonic back in the day better than Mario Brothers. Magboy, don't stop. Magboy, it's freaking late over there. You're in Washington, D.C. Don't you have to go to bed? Don't you sleep? DJ Ramirez, appreciate Sam and the A-Team. You're very welcome, guys. This actually worked out well, surprisingly. I'll find out for sure what the audio was like for the A-Team. This was kind of bootleg how I did it, but it seemed to work, I guess. I don't know. I didn't get too many complaints about the audio. All right, so A-Team, Thank you guys again very, very much. They can hear everything you say right now, by the way. We're still streaming. I haven't stopped the stream, but I have the music going. So, all right, cool. So we good? You guys got to say everything you wanted to say.
We did. Thank you for having
Yeah,
us.
thank you so much. That was so cool.
Very good. All
Hopefully
right.
not too much.
No, this was good. Hey, normally I'm the one that goes nonstop, you know, so this was actually a nice break for me for a change. All right, guys, I'm gonna stop the stream.